kicks it to Pondexter. The three. Stoudemire grabs the miss.
Well, last season, Quincy Pondexter was moved to the Pelicans. He really took off after the trade and played some of his best basketball to date.
And now the Pelicans on the break. Douglas leading the charge. Kicks it to Gordon. All sorts of time. Udrih grabs the board.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And Stoudemire gets it to go. Here's Douglas. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Now the feed to Pondexter. Pass to Gordon. Anderson, a screen on Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Lots of room. And there's Ryan Anderson on the assist by Eric Gordon. And the Pelicans lead by 4. Miami's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Stoudemire kicks to Freak. From outside, off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Here's Miami now. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Johnson against Gordon. He dishes it to Pondexter. They grabbed their own miss. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Johnson. His last 10 games, averaging about 7 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes scoring so much easier for the bench.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when he's taking on the scorer's role for that second unit, then the other guys can just stay in their lanes. Before getting dinged up, Ryan Anderson was rolling. I mean, over the first few seasons of his career, improved in efficiency in all areas.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end.
How they compare to the rest of the league. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in fast break points. And they are in the top 10 in field goal percentage. This is a team that shows excellent discipline at the offensive end.
You know, and I go back to their low turnover numbers. It's not one of those stats that jump out at you, but trust me, turnovers kill you. And their ability to limit their mistakes has been huge.
And getting back to Ryan Anderson, in 2012, he won the NBA's Most Improved Player Award. Then, in the summer of that year, he landed an enormous contract in a sign and trade.
Yeah, and that's the good Ryan Anderson. If he can stay healthy, he's a tremendous asset. And he isn't just a shooter. He can get it done on the backboard as well.
For the New Orleans Pelicans, their last game a loss to the Trailblazers.
May have been the worst effort you'll see from them all season long. Even for a game they weren't supposed to win, it should not have been that bad.
Against a lesser team, that performance wouldn't have been good enough. But play that way against a good team, and you end up with an ugly result that they had.
That one wide left.
This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Douglas, the pass to Pondexter. They set the screen. Over to the wing. Lets it go. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Pondexter. Anderson's got 6 points. Miami trailing. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Freak with it. Coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. And it's Miami with another. So it's the Pelicans now. And here's Douglas. Fires from deep. And that's not going to go. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by league. Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
It's just been a long-range battle for them, and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, staying out there with Riley. And it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Here's Riley, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Freak's got the lead up to 2 now for the Heat.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons had a huge game. He ended with 20 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also came away with a season high for rebounds. He really was the second unit.
Miami going with a whole new group out there. Pelicans trail by 9. Pass to Pondexter. Launches a 3. Riley grabs the miss.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away. And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
They've really flipped things around offensively.
Yeah, and anytime you can make more than half of your shots, you'll take that. And thinking back to the Pelicans' playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here. They're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
Out left to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. The 17-footer. That's good. Freak's got 6 in the quarter.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
There's a good screen. Douglas dishes to Anderson. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Anderson's got 10.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
And good on the basket. Book it. And the Heat lead by 10.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Now here's Douglas. He's guarded by Udrih. Douglas kicks to Anderson. And it's Miami with the rebound. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and they put up a goose egg last year when they played this team twice.
And you look back at those games, just a one-sided affair between them.
Here's Stoudemire. Second shot opportunity. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Look at Oklahoma City. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the Pelicans. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And I think for New Orleans, this season has to really become a wake-up call for them moving forward. If they didn't recognize before this year that they didn't have the talent to compete in this league, they sure as heck better recognize it now.
Well, I would certainly hope so. I mean, it's been hard to watch this team struggle as much as they have throughout most of this season.
There's the screen. Gordon, the pass to Ajinça. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Ajinça's got 6 points.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Riley kicks to Udrih. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
We've got 1:23 left here in the second. Dishes it to Pondexter. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Stay down.
And now to our rookie leader for a look at this month's steal leaders among the young guys. 5th on the list, Freak.
And if those numbers show us anything, it's how good he is at picking up on ball handlers' tendencies and knowing when to make his move.
Well, he's a premier pickpocket last month among rookies. You can't afford to get lazy around him because he'll leave you empty-handed for sure.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Evans is checked in. And Stoudemire slams it in.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that. And, guys, Tyreke Evans is so versatile. Great instincts, well-developed skill set. He can beat you every way you turn.
And back to Tyreke Evans. He's a big, muscular guy for a wing. 7-foot wingspan, that arm span we've all admired and read so much about. Too strong for off guards, too quick for small forwards. He's kind of got a ubiquitous position.
He does. And, Kevin, you know, it's funny. A lot of people have tried to place him in a box in terms of position. Instead of just saying he's a basketball player, the guy's strong, he's got tremendous physical attributes. Combine that with the ball handling and his confidence, and it gives you an interesting mix. I mean, he's one of the more unique, multifaceted guys we have in our league.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
And the shot is good.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Gordon. Miami's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Udrih dishes to Freak. The 3. And we finished one half of basketball.
Kevin, I'm here with...
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. And some changes here for the Heat. Riley is jacked in for Dang. Tyler Johnson comes in for Dwayne.